Today I'm recording a video for my multicultural neighborhood. This idea came to me to do a multicultural neighborhood because where I live in New York, no one's houses look the same. Like when you go down the street, one house looks this way, one house is from this country, another house is modern, another house looks like it's from Spain, another house is mixed with different views from different countries. Everyone's houses look pretty different. So I said, you know what? I want to do one of those neighborhoods that have houses that look like they're from different places, different parts of the United States, maybe in different parts of the world. Some modern, some older homes, some newer homes. So I decided that I was going to do this multicultural neighborhood. So I'm AngelineSims, and I hope you enjoy watching this speed build of my multicultural neighborhood. So I decided that I was going to do just a little more talking through this one, because usually with the speed builds, I just do the music. But I was like, you know what, let me talk a little bit about what's going on with some of these builds. In this one, I'm only going to be doing like the outsides of the houses, not the insides. Decorating, I put some things. I decorated a little bit as like placeholders because I never did anything like this before. I was like, I don't know how long this is gonna take me. What if I quit halfway through and then 6 months from now I'll come back to it? I don't know. I don't know. It didn't take too long to do, but I wasn't sure when I started this since I've never done it before. So I put things like placeholders in a lot of the houses to let me know like what each room is for. As I was building, I was like, since this is on one lot, it's a neighborhood on one lot, I was thinking that maybe eventually when I do the decoration for the houses, which I'm probably going to be doing in a couple of lives throughout this week, so it's not going to take as long as I thought it was going to take. But I'm still going to be doing them this week. Let me adjust my mic. So as I do the builds, the adjustments this week, and the inside decorations for each house, I'm doing a live for each house this week. I'm then going to decide what I'm doing for the houses. So originally my plan was to put everyone have their own separate little house, but then I was like, well, you know, in The Sims, I want this lot to be useful. In The Sims, people kind of this is only gonna be one group of people living in this neighborhood. So I was thinking to make them kind of like single or one person living homes, since not that many people could fit in a lot anyways, and make each house like theme based on the inside. So yeah, everybody's gonna have a kitchen, a bathroom, a place to sleep, but then they're gonna be able to do different activities like painters. Excuse me, burp a little, sorry. Different activities like a painter or a workout oriented, so I could get all the things I always wanted, all the buildings there. Now I did, however, fill up a lot of the space with these houses. I didn't want to do any basements because there's so much room, so much houses. I think there's 7 houses on this lot. There's so much room, so many houses. So I decided that, but I don't know how I'm going to get some of the bigger things that I want there on this lot. But we'll figure that out when it comes to doing my design. As you can see here, I was just doing a I like this golden house. I was like, this looks like a mini mansion. It reminded me of a neighborhood in Brooklyn that the houses are, it's a neighborhood, it's kind of by the water, and it seems like the first generation lived in the houses as they were, and like when their kids got the houses, everybody upgraded their house. So there are these houses that are on the same space as a lot smaller houses. Houses actually look like little cottages, kind of like the A-frame house in the back. They look like that, but then people have like knocked them down and then built houses that look like this house here with the gold and the columns and the glass and the high ceilings and everything. So this reminds me of a neighborhood that looks like that. It's by the water, by the bay. And they have some nice houses, some really, really nice houses. And then they also have these really extravagant looking houses, but it's on the same size lot as like the cottage looking houses. And they're by like a school. And you see a lot of things like that here because sometimes a lot of generations kind of live in the same house. So the parents may have bought a small house, and then when the kids live in there and grow up and become older, they redo the house and redecorate it. And it comes out looking something like this. Whatever is going on for the time, because of course the house is already paid for and everything, so they can decorate to their heart's desire. And it gets really, really nice looking in these houses. This house, I think this is the first time I'm gonna say I did a roof and wasn't overly stressed. I was pretty feeling a little happy about my roof here. Because that's always my like high stress point is, oh, the roof. But I felt like, wow, I'm getting there. I'm getting the roof elements a little better than I usually do. I try to get everything like kind of themed in this house, the gold and the white. I didn't realize that the gate on the side was black until a little bit after. I think I might leave the top one black, maybe. I'm gonna see when I decorate this house. Yeah, I wanted this to fit in more than one bedroom. I was like, this house is so nice. How could you only have one bedroom? But then, oh, and I wanted that dining room table there, but I didn't want to forget, so I put the dining room table in there. So then I squeezed two bedrooms, but that was before I came with the idea of having everything themed. So like, I know for sure one of these houses is definitely gonna be a party house where all they're gonna do is party. It's gonna have all the party things in it. Of course, somebody can sleep there, but it's mostly gonna be about partying. When you want to have a party, you party at that house. But this house, yes, I have most of the elements. I try to give everyone a pool. Every house has a pool. Houses have place for kids. I decorate. Usually, I don't really put too many things for pets, so I'm gonna try to have some stuff for pets in these houses too. As you can see, this one I was just a lot of times I can't find the things later. Have you ever did a house and you're like, where is I saw something that I wanted. So sometimes what I do is I just take the things out and I put them I just put them in the yard. Yeah, I'm gonna use this later. Drop this in the yard. This house, I especially like the houses that are kind of like not too many stories and they have nice, cool, modern roofs. I like the idea a lot. So I've done that here. Try to add a lot of greenery. But we're not to that part yet. I kind of like the glass roof. It was up to me, everybody have a glass roof. But it's really good for certain temperatures. At one point, I said to myself, "Oh, I have to have the houses with us. I can't have too many like spring-looking houses, and then the house next to it looks like it's summer all the time." So I got houses that can transition. I think only at the end I left that and started getting houses that were non-weather transitional. Only one house is kind of like open air. I'm gonna figure out how to close that up somehow. But I really like that open air look. So after a while, I'm gonna figure out how to close that one up. But I'll do that when I'm decorating, or either add a wall, or like a glass wall or something, or a doorway to close up that house. So this house here, which is a lot more kind of modern looking. I feel like this is what people have been putting in the neighborhood. Actually, the neighborhood I live in, they put houses like this where they were really old houses, kind of like the ones that could cross the road in this neighborhood. Then they make these new modern looking houses in its place. Takes up just as much space, but it has like a different look. And you can see it's pretty different. I put a little plants, lots of plants. That'd be very cool with the waterfall. We get to a plant fall. A plant excuse me, growing off the roof. So we have here our little plant setup. It's really pretty. All right, so now we have our roofs. I was listening to like a lot of like listening to there's a lot of interviews while doing these builds. So a lot of things I'm trying to think of. What was I thinking about when I was building? I was thinking about what the person was saying. That's kind of like what's coming to my mind now. But I also wanted to do one house with a above the ground pool, because I love the above the ground pool. Oh my, they're so cool. I think that it just looks nice to be inside your house and look and you can see what's going on in the pool, even if you're not inside the house. Just the sunlight that it has with that blue looks really nice. Again, this is for a place where the pool never closes. This is not working in my neighborhood because where I live it gets really cold in the winter, and like today feels like today's 100 degrees, so it goes from 0 to 100 in 6 months here. So this, it may have the style of my neighborhood, but I made sure I put it in a nice sunny place to be able to deal with the weather. So this is something I did here with the bed. I wanted them to have a bigger bed, and I saw really quickly more of that in the design. I was like, they all have the same. It's just two sizes. It's like twin and full. They don't have any other size beds. So I got a king size bed. I think they should have king size beds here. You know, a nice big house, you want a nice king size bed. This house is not even big, but it's still nice to have a king size bed. Excuse me, let me take a sip of my apple cider. um, I wanted them to have a nice king size bed, so I gave him a king size bed. Him or her, whoever's living in this house. I'm not quite sure. This is a beautiful lake house. This idea of this house, I don't even know. I like the A-frame house. I wanted a house on stilts, but I wanted the house in the corner to be a lake house. I wanted the further back you went into the neighborhood, the more country it became, more like less city looking, the more country or older rustic looking the place became. So I put like this house, even though it's modern, looks kind of modern, has some modern elements, it's glass, but I wanted it to be more like woodsy looking. So the further back in the neighborhood you drove, the more woodsy. The closer you got to the water, the more woodsy it became. People who have lived there longer, you know, they own their homes living back there. So this is a nice house here. As I put some things in there to do like placeholders. At one point I was like, oh, I need to put a bathroom. Where would the bathroom go? So I try to keep things like that in mind. I really like those sliding doors. Everything. But I had to move it because of course I guess we can consider these to be like tiny homes because they're all pretty small. They're all very small to fit so many homes on one lot. As I said, I think it's 7 homes. Let's see, 2 in the front, 3 in the back, 2 across. So that's 5 to 7. Yep. So to fit these 7 homes, um, that it's not an active like balcony, but eventually I was thinking about making an active balcony. I thought of a way to do it, but I think I forgot before I left. So when I come back to that house to do the design, I am going to try out a way to make that an active balcony to use a straight ladder up. So, and see how it works with them using the straight. They use a straight ladder to get into water. Why can't they use a straight ladder just to climb up and down things? Especially with the new really long ladder. It's really cool. And especially since the lake is out back, I don't see why not. I've used it in Sonali to get onto rooftops. So I think I'm going to put it in there a little later and see how it goes. So I'm doing their gateway. So again, this is just like the neighborhood that I'm building here. I'm not doing inside of the houses yet. So I tried to do as much as I could of outside. So this is just like a turn down the street. You know, you're driving and you turn down the street. You know, of course, the corner house has to be spectacular. The corner house always has to be spectacular because people see your house from all corners, and that's the house they use to mark the block. So your corner house has to be everything. This person, it looked like they had just a little bit extra land, and they built a little tiny modern house, mega modern house. I like this house. I always like kind of like these black houses, but I don't really use them to build too much because it looks all dark and dreary all the time. So, but since I'm doing a lot of houses, why not throw in a little black house? So I got a little black house here with some cool angles. I tried to adjust the angle. It took me a really long time with those stairs. I kind of edited out all the hardship I had of of how to get the stairs to fit there because the houses are all like the same height ceiling. They're the medium height ceilings. The stairs are really, really long, high, so they come out really, really wide. They take a lot more space. So here we go. We got a little bedroom. I figured I'll do like a little desk. I placed, as I said, again, I placed a lot of things there already, so I would kind of have a memory. So when I come back later, I know exactly where I wanted things. I knew I wanted the kitchen there, eating there, TV, relax area outside. And then I got my black house. At one point, I was like, I'm going to make it black and yellow. And then, then I was like, that might be a little much. Let's, you don't look too cartoony, especially the house next to the red house. You have a nice black and yellow house, maybe a little much. I got our little flowers, got them a little flower bed. I love sunflowers. I have sunflowers outside now. I just think they're so cool and cute. As you can see here, I kind of just have like an outline, kind of like a formation of what the houses look like. Then I had this house here. This is something I learned while building. So like a whole day passed, I came back and did hair, and I was like, you know what, that looks so cool, I'm gonna try this out. And I need to do that in grandma's house too, because that's how the pool looks in grandma's house. So when I do that build, when I get to the pool section, the pool is not, it's even level, but the ground kind of sinks down in the backyard. So when you come out of the house, the pool is level with the ground, but the back of the pool is not. And it's on the back of the pool. It's not under the ground because the ground like kind of tilts drastically. So the deck around the pool has those type of stilts in the back. So I was like, good thing I learned how to do that now, because I'm definitely gonna need that when I go back to doing our grandma house, real house build. So I'm probably gonna be doing some of those videos later on this week, as well as decorating inside of these houses. I'm just gonna do probably 1 or 2 a day on a live, because I definitely want some feedback on how we should decorate these houses. There's a lot of decorating to do. I feel like it's beginning to be my strong point, but it wasn't in real life. It's not. Outside of this, like when I'm decorating my own house, I'm very stressed. I don't know what to do. But I'm really good with structure and where things should go, where the walls should be, where the stairs should be. I've always been great with that. But what color pillows? I'm like, oh no, I don't know. So this is exactly how I feel. Like, I don't know how to decorate. I can do all the structures in one day, yeah, but to decorate. So I'm gonna do as you can see here, I've done all the structures. It's gonna probably take me a little while to decorate. And so I started adding a little bit of trees because I wanted to remember, as I said, I didn't know how long this was gonna take me. It took 2 days. But I was prepared that it might take me a year. I don't know. I may never finish this. I didn't know how committed I was going to be to finishing this. I thought it was cool. I was like, what if I get overwhelmed? What if I get tired? Oh, what am I going to do? So I decided to, things I did remember, I would put there. So this is the house that is open. So I had to figure out how I'm going to close it off. Again, as I was saying, I was thinking of just putting a door there, because they're all like little slanted walls. I'm not quite sure. Maybe I'll just close off the stairs where the stairs are. I don't know. I'll figure that out when I get to designing. I do know that this house is definitely going to have one of those layouts. That's why I left it very open and clean and spacious, because this is going to be one of the houses that are like there for painting. I didn't want to fill up the space with anything or with any ideas, because I knew I wanted it to be like an artsy house. So it was going to be a house to do things in, not just going to be a house that has the basic amenities. Since this is a neighborhood, and everyone in the neighborhood is on one lot, they can be neighbors. You don't have to have all this. So if you want to go paint, you go to this house. If you want to go, go to the club, you go to another house. So that's how I kind of set these houses up to look like. So that's why I left this one pretty plain. These last 2 are going to be plain. I wanted to just have a classic, all everyday American house. I put that one to left as the first spot there. As you can see, it had a second floor, but now it has a now that it has a second floor, I made the other one just a one floor. So eventually, that's actually a DJ booth that I had over the pool. I brought it down to the first floor and put it there. Okay, so we have some decorating here. As you can see, eventually I'll get to doing the road and the cars and the driveway. I'm probably not going to be speaking on the video then. So I'm just going to talk to you about them now, and you'll see them as they come up a little later. With the cars, I kept the same thing. I kept the front of the neighborhood more like city likes. So nobody had driveways. Nobody has any type of the street parking. I mean, they have street parking just like a regular New York place. So there's street parking, but then as you get to the back, then it becomes a little more country, and I gave people carports. So instead of having garages with the doors and all the stuff, since they were a little more country and we're still in the same neighborhood, so everything's pretty much the same size, it just has an older look. I gave people carports because I figured carports go better for this community. So I gave them nice, cool looking carports for their cars to go in. And everybody's car, I picked out a car that kind of matched the type of house they had. So everybody had like a sporty car. I try to do some things to the neighborhood. So if you have any ideas, please let me know. And also, I'm going to be doing the live, so let me know during the lives if you can join the lives and let me know. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoy my nice multicultural community. I'm probably going to be talking more about the different cultures of all the people that live in all the homes as I do the lives where we're decorating more detail and the different people that live in the homes and their families. All right, thanks again, and enjoy the video and the film.